The partners in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door are by far the best set of partners in any Paper Mario title. Unlike the partners in Pixels and other installments, these partners have defined personalities that are different from one another, and make them actually feel like unique characters from one another. With that being said, which partner is the best that TTYD has to offer? Hey internet, I'm Bryse, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking every partner in TTYD from worst to best. These rankings will take how useful the partners are both on the field and in battle. After you watch the video, let me know how you'd rank the partners in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are currently on the path to 8,000 subscribers. Your support to the channel is much appreciated and does not go unnoticed, so I just wanted to say thank you so much. Also, be sure to check out my chapter ranking video. A link to that will be in the comments below and on the video's end screen. Anyways, without further ado, let's go! Coming in as the worst partner in the game, we have the flirty thief, Miss Mouse. Miss Mouse holds the distinction of being the first optional partner in the Paper Mario series, as it's not required to recruit her to beat the game. Miss Mouse makes appearances in the first 3 chapters of the game, as she hunts for exclusive badges that she can sell in her badge shop located in Rogueport. Something you have to respect about her is that she shoots her shot with no shame, constantly hitting on and even smooching our boy Mario. And can we blame Miss Mouse? With a mustache like Mario's, how could you resist all this plumber goodness? Anyways, to obtain her, you must complete her Trouble in the Trouble Center that becomes available after completing Chapter 4. On the field, Miss Mouse can sniff out items and badges that are hidden on the screen you're currently on, similar to both Watt and the I Spy badge from the first game. In battle, she's tied for the partner with the lowest HP when powered up, and she has the weakest base attack power. The plus side of using her in battle is that she can pierce defense and steal items, but compared to everyone else, she has limited uses to these two situations, since she lacks a multi-hit attack and can only attack single ground-based enemies at a time, as compared to other partners who have attack all moves or who can attack airborne enemies. Her Kiss Thief ability to steal items and badges from enemies can be useful, but only if the enemy is actually holding something and it's of value. Her best move is probably her ultra rank Smooch move, in which she can heal 10 HP from Mario, but at a cost whopping 10 FP, the most FP move of any partner in the game. Besides, Sweet Feast pretty much makes it redundant as it can heal both HP and FP. She is extremely situational, which is why Miss Mouse is the worst partner in TTYD. At number 6, we have the timid Koopa, Koops. I really like Koops, so it makes me sad to place him so low on this list. But in the name of being fair, it's where he belongs. Koops is one of the saddest partner stories in the game. After the assumed death of his father at the hands of Hooktail, Koops decides to join Mario on his quest both to avenge his father and to prove to his friends and girlfriend that he's not a coward. Koops has the same field ability as Kooper from the first game, using his shell like a boomerang to hit switches and retrieve items that are just out of reach. But Koops' rendition of this ability actually does come with a slight upgrade. He can hold his shell in place, and then launch it back in the opposite direction. This ability is actually used more times than you'd think throughout the game. In battle, Koops can come in handy. Since he attacks with his shell, he does not take contact damage from spikes, fire, or electrification. He can attack a single ground enemy with his shell toss, or a row of ground enemies with his power shell. His powered up abilities include Shell Shield and Shell Slam, with the Shell Shield acting as a defense for Mario as he summons a Koopa shell to protect Mario from attacks until it breaks, and the Shell Slam serving as another attack all that attacks all ground-based enemies and low hovering enemies, ignoring their defense power. Like Miss Mouse, Koops is unable to attack flying enemies, which lowers him on this list. But since he can technically attack low hovering and has an attack all, unlike her, I had to place him higher than her. A major downside for Koops, however, is that he is the only partner in the game that can get knocked on his back from enemies and will be unable to attack for a few turns, just like the Koopa enemies fought throughout the game. Coming in at number 5, we have the seclusive Admiral Boby. Remember how I said Koops has one of the saddest backstories for any partner? Well, Boby has the saddest backstory. After losing his wife Scarlet to an illness while he was out at sea, Boby blames himself for her death and vows to never set sail again, spending his days locked in his home away from the rest of the world. I swear, Paper Mario can get really dark, but that's why his fans love it so much. Boby is the typical bomb partner who on the field can destroy cracked walls and open up secrets in new areas. In battle, he's quite the powerhouse. Of course, due to him being a literal bomb, his attacks are all very explosive. He can attack single ground-based enemies with his bomb move, which is extremely effective against fire and undead enemies. His bomb squad move is an interesting one, as he can throw 3 bombs at enemies that will explode the next turn. As a player who just wants to destroy enemies as fast as they can, I don't find this attack very useful. Besides, you have to waste a turn throwing the bombs, so is it really worth it for 3 damage per bomb? His super rank ability Hold Fast sees Boby lighting his fuse and changing his stance. During this state, when physical attacks make contact with him, they will be hit for half the damage they've dealt. This can be useful, especially since Boby has a lot of HP, so he can take a lot of damage from enemies and be able to counter many times. His final move, Bombast, is an attack-all version of his regular bomb move that will also attack airborne foes. It's powerful but pricey, costing 9 FP. So don't get me wrong, Boby is powerful, but I just don't find myself needing him a lot of the time. Especially since there's another partner on this list that has a better attack-all move that costs less FP. If you have a lot of FP, he is quite useful. But if not, you won't be able to truly utilize his skills. At number 4, we have the sassy University of Goom student, Goombella, Ella. Goombella is the first partner to join Mario during the game's prologue. And for the basic starter partner, she's miles better than Goombario from the first game. Her field ability is Tattle, which is the same as Goombario's, which allows her to reveal information about nearby characters or the location you're in. It's perfect for players who are feeling stuck, but is in no way ever required to complete the game. In battle, she can hit enemies twice with her head bonk move, similar to Mario's jump ability. She can analyze one enemy and reveal their HP and other statistics with her Tattle. Once powered up, she can attack one enemy repeatedly for diminishing damage with her multi-bonk, similar to the multi-bounce badge Mario can equip. And once powered up a second time, she can use Rally Wink, which can allow Mario to attack again at the expense of her own turn. Which means you can do some serious damage with Mario in the span of just one turn. She's essentially a junior version of Mario, just less versatile as she's limited to just jumping on foes. Meaning if they have spikes, flames, or electric, she's pretty useless. The reason I put her above Boby is because I actually find myself using her more often than him, believe it or not. She's just a fun character. How could you not love Goombella? The bronze medal of partners may be a bit of a shock to casual TTYD players, but we have Madame Flurry. I know she's often regarded as one of the worst partners, but let's be honest, that's strictly due to her interesting design. The pompous wind spirit has the ability to blow endless winds, perfect for revealing hidden entrances and items. Her ability isn't used a ton, but it's used more than a few other partners on this list. In battle, Flurry is a straight up tank, and I can't believe it took me so long to realize this. She has the second highest partner HP once leveled up, being 35. Her battle abilities include Body Slam, which, as the name suggests, body slams an enemy. Her second is Gale Force, which straight up just blows enemies away from battle, while still earning you star points in the process, and even removes fog from the stage. Her first powered up ability is probably the best partner attack in the game, being Lip Lock, which transfers an enemy's HP to Flurry's, while piercing defense. This is perfect for the Pit of 100 trials, by the way. And finally, her last attack is Dodgy Fog, which makes Mario dodgy for a few turns, so that attacks directed at him sometimes miss. Once again, a move that should not be slept on. Once all is said and done, Flurry deserves some respect on her name for being such an amazing partner. Coming in at number 2 and getting the silver medal, it's the spunky Yoshi kid. Hatching from an egg in the Glitz pit, it's no surprise that this tot is tough as nails. The Yoshi kid doesn't have much of a backstory since he's legit a newborn, so there's not really much to add here besides he was initially planned to be cooked and sold by the hot dog vendor. Which, by the way, the hot dog vendor is a pig. Cannibal! The Yoshi Kid's purpose on the field is to allow Mario to traverse faster and cross gaps Mario would be unable to cross otherwise. Very useful, since for some reason there is no spin move in this game like the first game to move faster. A cool thing about the Yoshi Kid is you actually get to choose what you want to name him. I always seem to name him Killer, as that was the name my brother suggested when I first played the game, and it just suits the character so well. Another cool thing is there are 7 different colors of Yoshi that you can get, being the standard green, red, blue, orange, pink, black, and white. The color of Yoshi that you get is determined by the amount of time that passes between the point where the egg joins Mario's party atop the hot dog stand to when Mario eventually meets the newborn after losing to the Iron Adonis twins. In battle, he can attack a single enemy with his ground pound, which attacks one enemy multiple times for 1 HP of damage per hit. This means if an enemy has defense, has a spike, or is fire, this move is pretty useless. His second attack is Gulp, which can act as a move that attacks 2 enemies, as he swallows the frontmost ground-based enemy and spits it at the ground-bound foe right behind it, ignoring defense. This is the only partner's attack which is mandatory in order to beat the game, as it's used to defeat the Iron Adonis twins. His super rank move is Mini Egg, where he throws a set amount of eggs at randomly chosen enemies, dealing 1 HP of damage per hit, and has the chance to make them tiny, which lowers their attack power by 2 points. And finally, his ultra rank move is Stampede, where a herd of Yoshis will attack all enemies, no matter where they're located on the stage, dealing around 6 damage. This is a solid attack all move, as it is effective towards all types of enemies, except if they have defenses. I wish I could place Yoshi Kid at number 1, but I think you all know why I can't do that, because... And finally, the best partner in TTYD, and to no one's surprise, is the youngest of the 3 shadows, Vivian. I know Vivian is often number 1 on a lot of people's best partners list, but that just tells you how good she really is. Her story from villain to hero is done in a way in which you can't help but root for her. After being mistreated numerous times by her eldest sister Beldam, and feeling like an outcast, Vivian assists an outcast Mario in Chapter 4, after his name and identity are stolen by Dupless. Now at first, Vivian doesn't realize she's actually helping Mario, but after she does realize, she decides to remain loyal to him due to Mario being the first person to treat her with kindness. On the field, Vivian can drag Mario into the shadows with her Veil ability, keeping him safe from obstacles and out of view from enemies. In battle, she can attack a single foe with her Shade Fist, in which she punches an enemy and inflicts a burn status on the enemy. She can also use Veil, which will drag Mario into the shadows and make him unable to be attacked. Doing this, however, will make Vivian unable to attack the next turn. Her super rank ability is Fiery Jinx, an attack all move that acts just like Shade Fist. And her final move once ultra rank is Infatuate, in which she will blow a kiss and possibly confuse all enemies. Vivian is the most effective when battling large groups of monsters, as her Fiery Jinx pierces defenses, meaning you can do some serious damage for 6 FP, as well as adding the burn effect. It's also good to note that she is ineffective against fire enemies, so she may not be the most useful in Chapter 5. But since a lot of partners are ineffective towards fire enemies, I couldn't really let this knock her. So not only does she have a great underdog story, but she's also a battle beast, which is why Vivian is the best partner in TTYD.